What's up guys, I am on campus on the last day of school and I'm going to roast and make some commentary about these sketchbooks that I have to turn in for class, for my cultural safari class, which has a weird name, but basically it's just a life drawing class where we go on field trips and we just draw whatever we see. So let's get into it, filming this intro after I moved from that spot. I was sitting on the grass earlier, so let's go. This is the cover to my sketchbook. Whenever we went to Messenger Coffee, I just drew like my order. I think I got like some tea tonic or something, just so that when people like are looking through the library of sketchbooks, because we all literally got the exact same ones, this will pop out and hopefully they'll look at it so that my work and my sketchbook is not stored at KCAI for nothing. The first page that I have is a Meet the Artist page. I illustrated every material that I used in that material. So for the Posca, I drew it with a Posca. For the Tombow, I colored it in with the Tombow. And then I just drew some quick little things of myself. For my faves, I put local coffee, Messenger on Grand, specifically because it's the 3-story coffee location where they have a rooftop area. They have a fire pit, it's so nice. And then my favorite foods are sushi, popcorn, pastries, oatmeal, and blueberries. And I know, I am a grandpa. Literally, I eat oatmeal like every single morning. It's like a dessert almost, you know, if you put like maple syrup and chopped apples and all of that stuff. Favorite drinks, smoothies, green tea, London fog. Favorite movie, right now, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I saw that last year. I mean, I know it's getting so many awards and stuff, so it's not like a hot take or anything, but it's just such a good movie. Dislikes, I don't like crowds of people, crowds of tall people specifically. Person left the bench, should we take it? Should we snag the bench? Let's take this bench. I just get so paranoid when sitting on the grass that like bugs are gonna go into my pants. Like, I know it's nice to like sit on the grass and have a picnic, but I'm also like, what if there's a spider literally crawling into my shoes right now and I'm just not aware of it? Also, now my butt's wet because I was sitting on the wet grass. It like rained last night. Okay, continuing my list of dislikes, coffee anxiety, because I love coffee and I just get so anxious and then it messes up my tummy, which makes me even more anxious. Cold weather, I'm not the biggest cold weather fan. I know people like my mom say like, oh, why don't you just like wear more layers? I just tend to be cold all the time, so whenever I'm in cold weather, I'm even more cold. And then parallel parking, especially when it makes me late to class, because KCAI has terrible parking. This is the actual first page for life drawing. We went to Barnes & Noble in the plaza and I drew my friends, the elevator. We went and got boba. It was pretty fun. And it was a little freaky though, because there was this guy like following me around in the Barnes & Noble. Like at first I was like, oh, maybe he's interested in like what I'm drawing, because I was drawing this like book stand here. And he kept like circling me a few times. And then I went to sit down in the coffee shop there and he literally sat like right across from me, like a few tables down, and just like no books, no anything, just like put his hands on his knees and just stared at me like this. And I was like trying to draw my friends here, but I was starting to get so anxious that I just like quickly finished up the sketch and like grabbed a chair and sat next to my friends, besides creepy middle-aged men. It was a pretty fun trip. My friend drew this little guy that says, I munch your butt, because he's a Cupid, a Valentine's Cupid type character. And instead of shooting arrows, he just like bites you in the butt. Isn't that great? And then you fall in love, which is how it works in real life, actually. This is when Shrey and I went to Maggiano's for our 6-month anniversary date. It says, draw your drink is never truly over. In junior year, we had this assignment where for a whole semester, we had to fill up another sketchbook and draw our drink every single day. And so now, whenever I don't know what to draw, I just draw my drink. Thank you, Hector, for that. This says, I'm 22 and still can't draw hands. I was telling my professor this and he's like, oh, are you like one of those AI that just like doesn't understand how to make hands? And I'm like, yeah, pretty much. I, for some reason, like to draw a lot whenever I'm out getting food. We went to get some sushi, and so I illustrated every roll. I really actually do like the way I drew the salmon spicy roll. I definitely ran out of room for this one. Originally, this page, I was going to do this whole entire 2-spread illustration of my family playing Rummy Cube, but then I was also playing Rummy Cube, and I just never drew it. So I went back and just drew my friend real quick. I'm not the biggest fan of the way I drew it. The hand, for instance, is way too high. Looks like she's like doing this. And then the foreshortening on the arm is just like completely off, but it's fine. I was just like, I just need to put some crap on here to fill the page, you know? This is when I was stalker drawing a family at Mission Taco. Trey like shaved for the first time ever since I've known him, so that was just really freaky because I had never seen him like shaven before. I'm like, who is this human? So I had to capture it. Here's when we went on a trip to the Nelson. I drew Mary holding little baby Jesus, and she's going, hey baby, and Jesus is going, cuckoo caca. And then this was a piece that they had in the Indian section. Then we have Central Asian woman rousing her camel while nursing. I just had to draw this because I'm like, this woman is doing so much. Like, she's really out here. Here's a house that was across from the Nelson. Here's the day at the river market. I don't like these drawings as much, honestly. I do kind of like these though. We walked around, I drew Kyla again. Here's a metal chicken. He say, I chicken. And then a candy wizard at a candy shop. This class was also just really like, let's tour Kansas City. This drawing sucks. Literally, I wanted to do like this really cool like landscape architectural drawing of Kansas City, but I was just waiting for my friend, and I had class in like 30 minutes, and so we had to leave soon. So I did this in about like 5 minutes, and I wanted to play more around with like different line styles and line work, but it ended up just looking very like boring to me. This day we went to Maine KC. I drew pencil case and our coffee and black ink container and Olivia, and then I drew Kyla, who was sitting to the left of me. Then I drew Olivia again. One morning I got breakfast at First Watch, and they had a bunch of decorations like a watering can, and then we had some Cholula hot sauce, got some coffee and a coffee container, and then this random lady. I feel like I really like to draw like random people, you know, that I see while I'm out, but I have to do it in a way that's like not too creepy, or it's like if they do see me drawing them, they know like, oh, this person's staring at me because they're drawing me, not because they're just like a total weirdo. But sometimes I get concerned. So a lot of times I'll draw people farther away so that they don't see me, but then it's harder to see them. Oh, the problems of life drawing. We went to Loose Park one of the days, and that was a lot of fun. It was like colder that day, but I drew one of the geese that was in the pond, and then my friend sitting next to the pond across from like this house. For some reason, all my fish look like second graders drew them. Definitely could have gone a bit harder on drawing the koi fish, but I was like, yeah, these are fish, you get the idea. Then there's this dog across the street that the owners didn't like put on a leash, and so the dog jumped into the lake with the fish and the geese. He was okay though. Here's Trinity again, and then you can tell I tried to draw koi fish big. I wanted to make it like look really pretty and cool, but the thing is about life drawing, everything is moving all the time. Things won't pose for you. So then I tried drawing this leaf on top of the fish, and I was gonna like draw plants to cover it up, and then the leaf ended up looking weird too, and so I decided to just like scrap the whole thing and be like, well, whatever, this page is garbage. I'll let these guys pass for a second. Joys of filming outside. Okay, and then here's a house across the way of Loose Park. One day it was very rainy outside, so we just set up a still life, and I drew a lobster. And then I drew the skull that was also on the still life, but I don't really love the way I drew it, so I wrote grr. And I was listening to Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, and that was inspiring me. We went to the zoo on a field trip, which was a lot of fun. Got to see lots of cute animals, but unfortunately I could not draw for shit that day. As you can see, my penguin page is very sparse because I was like, you know what, I give up on drawing these penguins. But this one was just standing like this for like 10 minutes. We sat there for a while, just kind of like, and I was like, sir, are you okay? But yeah, I kind of love how stupid they look though. Some more penguins I attempted on this page. And then this elephant that I gave like kawaii eyes to. At first I thought this monkey was pregnant because it just looked like it had a huge stomach, but no, actually there was another monkey like right in front of it, and you could just not see its head. All you could see was like a bundle of fur. 2 hippopotamuses. It's saying, I heard you wanted me for Christmas. One morning, Shrey, my dad, and I went to the shack. I don't know if it's a chain or not, it probably is, but you can like just draw on the walls and stuff. So I brought my Poscas, I drew a chicken on the wall while we waited, and then my dad brought all these like markers and pens too, so I just used his sparkly pens to draw like some drinks that we got. We went to the plaza, Mill Creek Park one day, and they have this, you know, really cool fountain because Kansas City is the city of fountains. I drew the horse in the water fountain here. And then here I drew just one of the buildings. I think there's a Don Chewy's underneath it. Olivia and I walked around. So we went inside this charcuterie place and drew pasta, this weird ass knife, and then we went to the Nike store that just got put in recently, and then we went to the Apple store because Olivia needed to replace her AirPods. Oh yeah, and then Shrey and I went to New York for spring break because I can't get enough of it apparently, and we went to Society of Illustrators for their sketch night. It's only $10 for a student, which is great. We got there like 15 minutes late though, so we had to sit in the very back, but that's okay because there's this very cool live music performer back there playing some like jazz guitar. And I got to draw him. And then I drew the model. Here's a 10-minute pose. Some of these are god-awful. This, no. Like, it's so stiff, the anatomy is incorrect, the hair does not even look flowy, so it says I no likey, because I no likey. It's not good. And then I kept trying to draw the same pose because I wanted to figure out like why that one wasn't working, so I just sketched it out a bit faster to get the gesture first. And then I moved up closer to see her face, and I think this was like a 5 or 10 minute, I can't remember. And then just one from the profile. And then I like to draw people on the train. I especially like this little dude down here. He's just chilling, he's vibing. Then we went to Loud because Worth It told us to. And we went to the Moving Image Museum, and I tried to draw some of the things there, but I was honestly really tired that day, so I didn't really get a lot of good stuff done. Yeah, I like to sketch in like marker or pen because I find that it just makes you like have to be a bit more confident with your line work. I think it looks good. Trey and I went to this place called Sweet Afton's, and it is an Irish pub slash burger place. I've never eaten at a restaurant named after myself, and moreover, I've never eaten a sandwich, a burger named after myself. Here's the illustration for Sweet Afton's. I drew Shrey. I made his eyes, like, I kept misplacing like his eyes, and so now it just looks like he's been yassified and is wearing like a bunch of makeup, but I think it's cute, honestly. And then this is when Katie and I had lunch together at Tacombe, so I just drew her. And on the last page of the sketchbook, Shrey and I were in a bakery, and there was this big window that faced the street so you could just see people walking by, and I just drew people and a bird. I think the ones with the funny faces are my favorite. Like this guy's just like, ah! And I like this bird because he just looks so like dumb. There are no thoughts in his head. So that is it for this sketchbook. And on the back I wrote, get out there and draw, kids. You should get out there and draw. Anyway, I thought this would be a fun little video to film on the last day of school, and I have to do a presentation now in like about an hour and a half for my Asian Studies minor. I definitely have not practiced it, and I have not timed it to see if I hit the 10-minute mark, so I'm probably going to do that now. But thank you guys so much. Now that I am graduating, I definitely plan to come out with more videos. So please stay tuned for all of that. Let me know in the comments what you guys like to sketch, and like this video if you like the video, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.